In this part of the flow series, we're going to be going over how to flow spar. A lot of people have seen those clips where you see two guys and they're going as hard as they possibly can. You might have even seen people get knocked out online during their sparring, and a lot of people praise this kind of sparring. And I think there's going to be a time and place where harder sparring, maybe not like the go for the KO sparring is good, but harder sparring than flow sparring has a place. But I think 90, maybe a little bit less, but a lot of your sparring should be flow. That way you can grow and develop eyes. If you're always scared, you're not going to be doing things that you were working on during practice. You're just going to be always tense and trying to throw hard. Naturally, you'll throw harder, and then you guys will pick it up, and you'll get into a gym war, even if it's a close friend. I've been in really hardcore gym wars with my closest friends because we didn't agree to flow spar. So another thing on top of this is setting the right expectations. We set clear expectations. I'll say to Kruyai, hey, let's flow. And mean it. Don't say, let's go 50%, and then as soon as I throw, it's like the hardest kick that I've ever thrown in my life. So we're going to demonstrate like what the tempo should be. So if me and Kruyai are moving around, I'm going to start off purposely slower. We're feeling it out. He's going to throw back. If my goal is to automatically go for, I need to win this session, at all costs, I cannot damage my ego and my pride. You are missing the point of what flow sparring is about. As we move around, nice and light. I have no mouth guard in, but I trust him. Even if he hits me in the head, I trust him. Look, he can hit me. Boom. I know there's no bad intentions. If you start to feel like you're afraid, you're naturally just going to pick it up, and that only ramps up. When I pick it up a little bit, he picks it up a little bit. I pick it up a little bit, and it gets to a point where it's almost out of control, and a lot of emotions come out. Now, when we get really comfortable with each other, we sparred 50, 60 sessions, hours and hours and hours, and we built a relationship. We can go a lot harder to the legs and the body without damaging each other and kind of save each other's head. Like, we could still hit decently hard to the head, but it's not going to be like throwing as hard as you can. And in flow sparring, it should just feel comfortable. This is how the Thais, a lot of the Thai gyms play. A lot of style, yes. You see how there's give and take. I get to work my defense. He throws the kicks at me. Boom, I work my defense. I immediately return. That feint series. Oh, look at that feint series. So we're mixing it up on each other all the time. I just want you guys to know, like, you shouldn't go straight for the kill. In flow sparring, it's about trusting each other, building that rapport. And as you guys get used to each other's style, now pick it up a little bit. Play a little bit more. So we're just gonna move around just maybe a minute. You see how I didn't fight as hard as I could to get out of a situation. I'm not going to go, pull it out as hard as I can. I kind of want to see what he does. If I'm never seeing those things, I'm going to be confused at what he does in a fight or my opponent's reactions. When he caught my kick, I kind of wanted to see what he was going to do. And then I blocked this. And now we start to develop a little bit more. Move, boom, 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 oh, oh, shit, hey, and it becomes fun. We just start to play, and once you have fun, you start to get loose, relaxed. By no means should you just like get too loose. You shouldn't just be focusing on flowing and having fun, although I do at some points, but it's because of all the fundamentals that I've drilled. I feel safe, I feel comfortable, and if I'm not, he'll check me. This is not a game where you're just in this bubble by yourself thinking you're cool. If I'm doing something wrong and I have somebody who's competent, I'm gonna figure out that I was doing something wrong because he's gonna check me. If I just have my hands down and I'm slow and I keep getting hit, I should probably pick my hands up. Maybe this hands down style is not working out for me. You know, or I never check the leg kick. He'll tap me. Boom. He'll keep going there. Bang. So over and over again. He's gonna let me work, and we should keep the same energy. Like don't ramp it up and just give and take. This is not all about me trying to look cool and just dominate my opponent in flow sparring. It's about giving, taking, having fun, being playful, not going over the top. And I would suggest a lot of you guys, especially in the beginning, to do this because you'll start to develop a lot of good habits. The bad habits are usually developed when you're fearful and scared. start to just think about what you've been drilling and try to practice it. Don't try to win. Try to come into the sparring with the focus. And once you have this focus, try to stick to it. Maybe my focus is land jabs, check low kicks. So as I move, I'm trying to land my jab. He throw low kick every time. Boom. And I don't even tell my sparring partners this a lot. You know, maybe he doesn't throw low kicks at all. And that's a bad goal to have, is to check low kicks. Well, I can just throw my jab. Just work on the things that are my weaknesses, strengthen my strengths. Maybe this round I dedicate to combinations. Maybe I'm a pop shot guy. I only hit once and I'm done every time. And I'm known for that. My coaches told me that. He'll say, oh, you don't throw enough combinations. So in this next round, my goal will be, boom, combination heavy. 3 at least every time. Even if that's not my natural style, I want to build those instincts. I want to get better at that. Did you have anything else to add?
No, I think when the levels of threat are increased, we talk about modulating threat. I like that word because modulate means you can take a dial and go, whoop. When the threat is too high, Footwork crew Micah will go do what he knows. He got these funnels.
Yes.
The funnels were built on the neurological system. That neurological system, it gets strengthened and strengthened. That funnel becomes nice, big, strong. Things go down that funnel quicker from the level of threat. So if all he knows is this funnel and I increase the threat level, he's going to go back to that. I was grappling the other day and all I did was a paper cutter. I think I did the last 3 submissions before that were paper cutters. I'm like, why am I always going for paper cutters? That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's because I see them everywhere now.
Yeah.
So one thing for flow sparring, by isolating a drill and saying, guess what? All you have to do, all I want you to focus on is the jab.
Yeah.
He's going to find jabs everywhere. He's going to look for openings. But the problem with that is then he doesn't open up any of the combinations. Yeah. You have to know when to pull the plug on some of these training methodologies or training protocols.
And sometimes your focus is to flow. Like the whole series is about flowing. Mm-hmm. So I usually will have this idea of, oh, maybe it's my jab. Maybe it's just my front side. Keep them occupied with my front side. Maybe it's feinting. And then I'll have these rounds where it's like, okay, Micah, go into the round. Don't think much. Just operate. And that's also useful and beneficial because if you're constantly thinking about every single thing you're doing, especially when that threat is ramped up, now it's like, I'm only just going to do what I naturally do. So I have to start focusing on these weaknesses of my game. And, you know, the flow sparring is going to help you grow and develop eyes, especially if you're scared and flinchy.
Speaking of those weaknesses, just the other day, somebody got submitted multiple times. And getting upset over that, if he's really great at low kicks, why am I going to get upset and go, man, that's all you ever do, bro? No, that's all I ever don't do is check your low kicks.
Yeah.
So I need to embrace that. And then guess what? Switch partners. Hey, man, be my partner. I have a problem with low kicks. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Let me work on that. Because if you get the expert at low kicks, why would I want to work with these guys? I want this guy who pulls it off 75% of the time through everybody. So I want him because that's going to make me better. Why not sharpen each other? Yeah. That's just my 2 cents. I think mindset and deciding, you know, on this flow series, you know, I want to flow with that guy because he's got this sick uppercut setup or blah, blah, blah. Or he has a sick clinch entry. I want that. And I want to fail at that because it's just making me better. But we have the wrong mindset. Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah. I mean, screw that guy because he's just going to enter and clinch me. And I hate it when that happens. Isn't Muay Thai part of the clinch? Yes. They avoid it. No, man, because I hate the clinch. You never get better then. So if you want to flow with different people.
That's a mental gym. You know, like our gem. You know that you want to take on. Like there's so much of this game is mental, especially when it comes to flowing. It's like you have to have the right mindset. You have to just be calm and at ease. Like if you look at the greatest flowy guys, it looks like they're walking in the park with their dog. It doesn't look like they're doing anything special. But what's coming out of their body is what they've been training over and over again. And they've been purposely going with the hardest guy in the gym. They've been purposely working on weaknesses that they felt uncomfortable with, so that when the time of being uncomfortable comes, they're comfortable with being uncomfortable. Perfect.